All right, so we live here. Let me see. Oh, I guess it just. All right, what's happening? Okay, I think we live. If you ain't obedient, call it Spence, and maybe we call it an accident. The slip, your trip, you follow my dick. Why you love me still a mystery? Me and the surgeon got history. I changed a lot of girls' lives for real. They need it.
Oh man. Shout out Sexy Red.
That's funny. What's going on, y'all? And welcome to episode 20 of Feel Free Conversations. We made it to
What's
20.
going on? It's James Woods. Yep. AKA James Feel Free. AKA um the bald head Buddha. But Buddha's always bald. But what's going on, everybody?
Shoot, how you feeling this morning?
Anxious. Feeling anxious. Thinking I'm making some future plans, which always usually make me feel anxious because it's a place I want to get to. Not
Yeah,
sure how I want to get there. Um, in a place where I feel like the best thing I can do is be patient. Um, like I'm doing everything I need to do. I could probably do more of what I need to do, and that might be helpful and stuff. But I feel like I'm living life how I'm supposed to, whatever that means right now, and to be patient and to let it kind of come to me. Um, so dealing with the anxiety of that, of like, hey man, everything is not here yet. So what do I do in the meantime while I'm waiting? But yeah, that's how I feel. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. I went to an event last night, um, just of audio professionals and hearing people's journeys. Like a lot of people are unemployed right now just because of how they, I mean, I feel like every industry is like that right now. But, talking to a lot of people and, just I think I find a lot of peace in knowing that I'm not in the journey alone. So it's like, and that's like all journeys, whether it's audio, being in a relationship or whatever the journey looks like just knowing that there are other people that are in that water with me, um that brings me some peace, but also gives me that strength to just keep pushing.
Yeah, you know how I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was kind of saying, I think she put a lot of emphasis on making us feel special, um, and I think you can feel special, but not always have confidence.
Mm,
As in, like, there's something special about me. I'm not sure what it is, but I should receive special treatment, and I should have special things, but not exactly know why. So when you talk about other people in the water with you, sometimes that's helpful for me, and then sometimes it's like I don't care who in this water with me. I need to be somewhere else doing my thing or whatever like that. So what makes it feel helpful to you when you have other people in that water with you?
well, I think for me, like just kind of going back to last night was like, my journey may look different from everybody else's, but everybody got their own journey, and we are in this space to connect with each other and empower each other. So that's what makes me feel good. Like, sometimes you could be somewhere and somebody will remind you of something that you're doing or have done, and for me that always feels like a reflection point. Like, it's not even about the person that's telling me that. It's more so like, oh shit, I am doing that, or I did do that. And sometimes those gentle reminders are helpful.
That's real. Yeah, I was speaking to another speaker buddy, and he was telling me about some of the things that he was going through and doing. And I was telling him about getting a job, and I remember hearing other folks getting jobs, and I remember just kind of, you see stuff online, and it has you feeling a certain way, and then you talk to somebody, and it's like, oh yeah, like you said, we all in this together. Everybody's kind of making their own journey towards whatever they want, and everybody's lives and stuff is different. So it's just, yeah, like you said, it could be helpful to hear other folks and feel like, hey, we all doing the best we can to make it happen. Um, and that's being in a good space. It takes being in a good space to see that not as competition, not as a negative comparison, but just as an awareness of, this is what I have done, and this is what I've accomplished, and this is where I am at. And then, looking over and seeing, hey, there's other people out there with me too. So yeah, I think that takes being in a pretty positive space to be able to do that, and which I'm not always in sometimes. Sometimes it's like I said, uh, what's up with me? Why am I not da 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 doing that? So I've gotten better being able to recognize, oh, you hating right now, James, or you just in a negative space off of you someone else's positivity puts you in a negative space. That's not right. That's not what I want for myself. So being able to let that go, and really, really, really appreciate what I've done, and really, really, really be happy for what other people are doing and have done. So that's dope. You was able to share that last night, man.
Yeah, it was really cool, and it was nice to it's always nice to just connect with new people, connect with people, but connect with new people. A lot of these people I had never met in person. I've only seen them like through Zooms or talked to through email and shit like that. So to be in a space where, like, you know, aside from, like I said, aside from audio, all that shit, like, just people just genuinely being excited to see you. That feels good.
Yes. You are in a new place with new energy. How are you receiving all that newness in your life?
Um, I'm very open to it, and yeah, I feel very open to it because some of the some of the older spaces, um, they can feel expired.
Mhm.
So yeah, I welcome all new energy, and when I feel it, decide what I want to do with it.
What does expired energy feel like?
Old, stale. Um, for me, it's just like like bringing me back to an old space and feeling not feeling in the present.
Yeah. I know you got a new look, new location, new situation. Um, how you feeling as a new person?
I don't feel like a new person. Like I feel like myself just in a different phase, you know, like I think this is probably the most conscious I've been of like, oh, I'm in this era right now, you know, like I'm in my East Coast era right now, as opposed to like reflecting back and seeing like, oh, I was in my blonde era, I was in my nomad era, I was in my LA era, my this. So like being present and like, oh, this is the East Coast era. I think that's why it's so much of like, well, shit, who am I at this time? Like, what is Mike? Um, just what is Mike all around in this phase of life, and allowing myself to just experience it and see what it is for me. You know?
Yeah, I think still having trouble letting go of some errors where
Yeah,
it was some versions of me that I still feel really attached to, that I thought was going to be my whole life. I know we're looking at Chief Keef, who became a rapper at like 16 years old, and you know, to see he left, he had to leave behind 16-year-old Chief Keef to make music now. Kendrick Lamar, he was saying his last album was his most present, um, who he was and stuff. Um, all the celebrities, stars, whatever, in whatever field who have made those transitions, like had to let go of something that was very valuable. Um,
yeah,
I think older eras of mine were came with a lot more um, fun, freedom, whatever. And now stepping into newer eras, it's a lot more trepidation. I like that word, of fear of like, I really liked what I had, you know, and I'm really trying to appreciate what I have and where I'm going and stuff. So it's been um, it's been a practice of awareness to be able to let go of some of the things that I had not cherished, and to see them as what they currently are and what they really are. Of like, okay, yeah, that was just the era that was there. Now, stepping into a new sense of something that probably another 10 years from now, I'll be like, yeah, I was tripping back then, or
of
I let
course,
that go. That's it. That's I can't be on that. So, um, yeah, some things really have a hard time letting go of. I was at the park the other day, and um, my girlfriend's son, we went to the park and he was playing basketball, and he started playing ball with the other little kids, and he just jumped straight in. Like this kid, he's not a shy kid on stuff like that. He just jumped straight in. He started playing. They was playing shooting around. He was like, no, 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 let's play. We gonna play a game. You over here, you over here. I'm gonna be on your team. He just jumped in, and I jumped into coaching mode. Cut, cut, cut. Go to the basket. Right now, you gotta pass the ball. You gotta do this. Like, I had my arms folded up and everything. It had sweats, and I felt like a kid basketball coach, and it made me very uncomfortable because of how good it felt. It was like, oh, this kind of feel good. Oh, man. And it made me think about all the other stuff that in my mind has to come with that. Like, I have to get a dad hat now. I have to get a Nike sweatsuit. I have to get, some more Nike trainer shoes. I have to get, you know what I mean? Like, I got to get a minivan now. Just my mind kind of goes there with some of the things that I enjoy and I connect with as an adult, that gives me another image of myself. I grew really attached to one image of myself, and it's been a struggle to let that image go to move into what's actually here now. Um, so yeah, I'm still in that process of that, of like being able to resonate with what's here now. Um, because I think I just felt like I had such a, a life changing experience in becoming this one person. And it's like, why wouldn't I have the same life changing or even more with becoming who I am now? Like, why do I think that was it for the cool life changes? So experiencing that, man, if that makes sense.
It does. Yeah, I think I've been feeling that as well. Like I've been cutting my hair for like the last maybe 2, 3 weeks, cutting my own hair, shaving my own face. Uh, and I remember when my dad started doing that himself, like stop going to the
Yeah,
barber shop, start doing it
yeah,
himself.
yeah,
And
yeah,
something about that just made me feel really grown and not even necessarily afraid of it, but it was like you said, that comfort of like growing up, like feeling okay about that. It was just like, oh shit, like where is this taking me? You know?
yeah, yeah. I still just have that. If it's still like it's hard for me not to finish a book that I read. Like even if I'm like on a book is whatever, but I'm on page whatever, I need to finish it. I'm gonna push through. And I think I was reading a book of as like a 16-year old seeing rappers and seeing people on TV live a certain way, and it's like, okay, I started this book, now I have to finish it, so I have to be rich and in this way, and things look like this in this way because I started that book. And it's like, no, James, you don't have to finish that book. If you resonate more with this book over here, this magazine, this Audible, this podcast here, go listen to that and enjoy that without thinking about, oh man, I gotta finish that book. I gotta finish this sense of lifestyle and stuff. So, um, yeah, man, I'm putting the books down that don't resonate with my life anymore. Like you said, no, I don't. I shave my own head, shave my own face. My face is looking older. I just be looking tired all the time. My eyes be looking red. My dad, he worked graveyard my whole life, so he used to look tired all the time, red eyes and stuff, and still maintaining. So it's interesting becoming my father and dealing with that and thinking that for some reason I thought I wasn't going to become my father because I thought TV had a greater influence on me than the man who was there for me my whole 37 years. So it's like, surprise, surprise. This actual human person has more influence over you than Snoop Dogg. So now you got to live with that and, you know, and appreciate it because it's a great person and stuff. Just thinking that things are going to be different. And it's like, yeah, things are going to be whatever you make them. So just know who you are and go from there.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely been feeling I've been feeling the transition out of that youthfulness, but I still feel able to see that inner child in myself. Like I look at myself and I still see myself, and it's like that inner child is starting to grow up.
Hmm. Yeah. I think my inner child is trying to take care of myself more,
Yeah,
or in understanding I have the ability to take care of myself more. Like I can say what I want to say, I can do what I want to do. It's gonna be some repercussions that come with it, but I have that power as a person to, be grown and deal with stuff in that way. Having grown conversations and making grown decisions and not trying to hurry up and get grown. It's like, nah, you are grown. You know, and that's one of those things talking about from the beginning of seeing that inner child in other adults who I've only known as adults. Like I'm gonna always see you as 17-year-old Mike because that's when
right.
I met you. I can see that. I see you now as 37. Wow, that's 20 years. That's 20 years. That's so crazy. I can see you now as 37-year-old Mike, but I can also easily see you as 17-year-old Mike.
Yeah.
But for the people that are new into my life now, I'm meeting them 40, 30, whatever age I'm meeting them at now. It's like, oh, they're adults, they're grown, but I still can see the child in them, Maybe because I
Yeah.
work with children.
Now I feel the same way. I feel like I can still see that child in people. Um and I think we're able to see it because we see it in ourselves.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's all I see. I'll be in them zooms looking at me like it's a little kid in here.
That's funny.
But let you grow, folks. It's wild. I look at the kids and it's like it's a bunch of grown folks and these kids. Like this 7-year-old is going to turn into a 37-year-old in 20 years, and you know there's going to be something that shifts and change in this person. Um, and I feel privileged to be able to experience people as children, like in their freest, wildest forms and stuff. Little bad kids, like what you doing, man? Just
I feel
being
like
free. I
I feel like
appreciate
we
it.
talked about that a couple of months ago, just like, you know, even being in a relationship and seeing those different versions of your partner, like and being those different versions around your partner, you know.
All right, that's so crazy, man. I give so many different looks to my partner. She don't know what she don't know what's gonna come into the room. I might be in a bad mood. I might be jolly and happy. I might be I'll be like, dang, this is crazy. It's a lot of different Jameses. And it's like, you know, I'm not very, I would say I'm pretty consistent in being consistently moody. you know, it's going to be whatever. And I was thinking of, it can be easier to be single because it's like, I don't have to deal with my moods when I'm by myself. Like, and seeing them reflect in me, and I don't have to deal with nobody else's moods when I'm by myself. It's just you don't think about it. You just I'm in this mood. I feel like doing this and that, and I ain't gotta consider nobody else. But being in a relationship, be like, okay, I am in a bad mood, so I need to do that so I don't take it out on this person who ain't got nothing to do with it. Uh, that's that's a lot.
It's it's funny you say because you said it's easier to be single,
Hmm.
and I understand what you're saying, but I also feel a little different about that just in this phase of my life. And I was thinking about it yesterday, and it's like, man, life is hard for everybody, but it's a blessing to be able to go through it with somebody else and somebody to support you within your journey, and you support somebody else within theirs. Because yeah, man, like I think because I'm able to take myself so many places when I'm alone, like I appreciate having somebody there to just give me that nudge sometimes when I need it, because I could go pretty dark by myself.
Yeah. Um, I think when I go to those dark places, um, sometimes I don't uh, I could be a bully sometimes where it's like I'm in a dark place. So yes, I want your attention, your affection, and all that kind of stuff. But before that, I'm going to give you. I'm just going to be a jerk to you. I'm being aggression. I don't know how to allow myself to receive the support that you're trying to offer. So before you give me that support, I'm going to give you distance. I'm going to give you aggression. I'm going to give you, I'm annoyed. I'm irritated. So then that makes it hard for me that it's hard to receive love and support. That makes it it becomes more magnified that I feel like I don't deserve the love and support that someone is trying to give to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, as you say, oh, okay, I got somebody to nudge me and kind of give you that love and support. It makes it even more of like you're a horrible person because someone is trying to nudge you and give you that love and support, but you are rejecting it, and that makes it harder for me. If that makes sense.
Is there fear in receiving it?
It is, yes, it's fear, and I'm trying to pinpoint exactly what fear of what. Um, I think it's that vulnerability and being in that space where I feel like I am, yeah, I feel like I'm in a vulnerable space, and I don't want to have to depend on somebody else to help me navigate that. I just want to stay in this space where I know I have control. It might be feeling bad, feeling low, but it's like somebody putting on the blues when they sad. Like I can control this here. I'm good here. But then you trying to change my feelings. You trying to, even if they're not, but just it is very uncomfortable for me in that space. I'm still learning how to allow um, others to enter my space when I'm in an unreceptive space. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm in a bad mood, leave me alone. But come here. So yeah, I can be pretty toxic at times. And that's why, when I'm single, it's like that toxicity is not magnified, but in a relationship it's magnified. It's like, no, you're treating this person like crap because you feel bad, not because they didn't text back, not because they uh didn't want to go on a date on you, not because no, it's because of you. So it's being with a good person and then treating them bad is difficult to understand that about myself.
Yeah.
I'm the problem.
Yeah.
But it's also empowering to know I can make the changes. So
I feel that. We had somebody in the chat, Savage Definity. What's going on, Savage Definity?
what up, Savage?
And they
Why is your
said
name?
they said I understand both points.
Yeah. Um. Why is your name Savage?
I don't know why I
How long
laugh.
have How long have you been in a relationship?
Uh, shit, damn near like 2 years now.
How has that affected your creativity?
Um, I think because we are both creatives, uh, it definitely it definitely like pushes me to just go places that sometimes I may not go by myself, and I can feel discomfort, and I can feel myself sometimes. Like I sometimes I'm open, sometimes I push back, and just really understanding like my whys, you know,
Hmm.
like when I am giving like
Like why you do this?
heavy pushback, like why am I so hell bent on this idea? Like why am I like this? And through questioning myself, um, it leads me to either openness or clarity, to express what I'm trying to express. But, you know, I can be like my dad in that way of like just, especially on the creative side of just like shutting shit down, like just shut it down. Like, nope, I ain't doing it. And I noticed it last time I was at home because my dad will shut some shit down and then like he will shut some shit down and then come back around and be like, yeah, I'll do it. And it's like, I don't want to do that no more. I want to give myself time to think about the shit because that shutdown a lot of times could feel like rejection and that shit don't feel good.
Okay. Yeah. So what's a different way to do it?
Um, to think about it, you don't have to be so quick to respond. Like you don't have to always be quick to respond. You could take a moment to think about something or communicate that you need to.
Yeah.
Like everything doesn't just have to happen on the spot, you know.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're a decisive person?
Mm, with what I want to be,
Okay.
like
You've already decided.
uh sometimes, but I think that's just a human thing. I think that's just off of like I've done it this way 100 times, so this is how it works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And you saying now you.
I honestly I feel like I'm a very open person as well. Like, you know, um I'm passionate about the things I'm passionate about and I'm very free flowing with the things I'm free flowing on. But sometimes the things that I'm passionate about, I have to question like where is this coming from? Is it coming from a place of
Mm-hmm.
love or is it coming from a place of fear, ego, any of those other places that make you just, you know, stubborn in your decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was in a meeting and the boss basically, it was a survey and the question was, do you agree, not agree, or are you neutral? And they were having problems with the neutral choice. Like, how does anybody become neutral? It either is or it ain't. How to, and other people were in the group like, yeah, neutral applies a lot of the times. Sometimes you don't know. And so as you talk about that of kind of instead of making a jump decision based off of whatever's already there in your gut in your mind or whatever, taking some time to see, does this really apply to this situation or.
When I hear you say that, I think for the most part I move in neutral. But if something
Mhm,
like gives me an emotional charge, it'll push me in either of those directions.
mhm. I think a lot of the motivational personal development stuff is positive or negative, but like 95% of life is probably more neutral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think though that 5% is crucial, I think, to making some significant changes in your life. But I think about 95% of seeing, okay, this is what here, and then this is how we're gonna do it, is important. You know, I do believe in applying, having principles in life and applying those principles and tools and stuff like that. But it's still a sense of neutrality when you're like, okay, I'm not going to always use this tool here. I have to see it doesn't really apply, because then you otherwise, I don't know. I could be, I don't know. I can't even say I could be wrong, but just, it depends on how you want to live their life. Some people are like black and white, positive, negative. this, that. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I'm going. And yeah, I think those people are cool and they do a lot of things and have a lot of whatever. Uh, but you know, I've been pretty neutral in my life to, and I don't know if, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel neutral about not being neutral or being neutral.
Yeah, as you say that, I'm thinking like my response a lot of times to things is that I'm open, you know. Like what do you want to do? I'm open. What do you want to eat? I'm open. But when I do know what I want, I will communicate it, you know,
Mhm.
or when I know what I don't want, I will communicate it. But a lot of times, I guess I guess sometimes I'm just like I said, I'm just not so passionate about every single decision. Maybe I should be, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But
Right.
it's gotten me this far.
Right. Because, you know, you look at high achievers and they're like, I make a decision within 5 seconds and I roll with it, I go with it. So, um,
I'm too
I don't know.
emotional of a nigga to do that.
Have a decision that lands you in jail.
Not even in jail, just a decision that's just like I said, that shutdown. Like that's that protection, that safety, you know.
Hmm.
Like I said, and I see it so clear in my dad that when I see it show up on myself, it's like I gotta change that. I don't want to be that. And it's I accept it from him because that's who he is and he don't have the tools I have. But my dad will very much so, hey, you want to go eat this? Nope, I don't want to go there. And then maybe like 3 hours later, he'll be like, what's the name of that place you was talking about? All right, cool. Now I don't even want to go.
But so you think it's, and even for you, it's an automatic no or automatic yes? Not why do you think you don't want to have a thought process about it? You don't want to. Why is it shut down or automatic yes or automatic no in that situation? In those situations.
I think for me, sometimes it's like I have my idea of like how I've already played this out in my mind. So that's why like my mind just automatically goes no because like we've already thought about this. Like we've already thought about how this is gonna
Okay.
go. So this is throwing a shift. This is throwing off. This is putting a glitch in my matrix. You know,
Hmm.
and I don't know how I feel about that. It's bringing up uh unfamiliarity for me. So automatically I'm gonna just say no.
Hmm. Um, I'm just thinking about being a glob or being a rock or like a glob in my mind is like you throw something at it, it's going to kind of, hold on to it, stick, kind of go into it, and then it could spit it out or it could keep it in. A rock, you throw something at it, it's going to bounce right off. You know, excuse me. So that just makes me think of being a blob where it's like, okay, I see what it is. I can digest it. I can maybe bring it into my thoughts, maybe not, spit it out, keep it in, whatever, and then keep it pushing. Um, how do you get to that place where you are more able to take things in and digest them and see how it fits in with your matrix instead of just thinking that as a glitch in your matrix?
I think it's being present. Like that's really what it comes down to is like being present and being aware, like understanding, okay, let me make a right now decision as opposed to like I said, a fear based or comfort based or just, you know,
Yeah, and I'm learning how to do that where I can integrate my future into right now. So if I plan, because all right, I want to go. it kind of makes sense. Okay, I want to save money for a house, but at the same time, I want to go on this trip to Mexico. You know what I mean? So it's like, if automatically in my mind it's like, no, I need this much money to go here and stuff, and but this trip seems like it would be really good and really, you could potentially this, that, and the third and stuff like that. So it's kind of, I think the more solid my plan is and my steps are for what I want in the future, the the easier it is to shut something down. But I don't know. It still can be considered. You know what I mean? Trying to have having that balance between like,
And it's funny because when you say that, sometimes you, for me, like my plan may not be that solid. So, you know, my no may come from that as well. Like, shit, I'm not too solid in my own plan, but I don't I don't know what it looks like. So nah.
yeah, yeah. I think vision is very important, and because the planning thing could be difficult for me, or I'll be trying to plan something out, and all the pieces and stuff aren't there. And as I started this conversation, in that stage where I just have to be patient because I know the pieces gonna come together. They're just not all the way here yet, So being patient to have those pieces to have a even clearer no or a clearer yes. Because if the plan ain't all the way there and it feel like I might have some room, I'm like, okay, cool. I'll take that in. If I don't have those steps, but if I have those steps, it's like, no, that's a definite no because it doesn't align. I got some stuff coming up that's like might take me away from my plan that I have, but the plan is a little loose, and when the plan is loose, it makes the plan just so much more and like difficult and stressful because it's like, I got steps 1, 2, 3, but I need 1A, I need 1B, I need 1C at the same time. And when those are stressful, and somebody else come with a a plan or even just an idea that seems like, oh, it's already in the bag. All you gotta do is this. It's like, okay, cool, I'll go with that. Um,
And as I listen to you though, like I feel like the plan does require some looseness and some flexibility, you know, rather than just being so like rigid cuz something may open it up to get you where you need to go, a little faster.
for me, not necessarily rigidity in the plan, but those steps in the process. That's just to help me with the anxiety of it coming forth. They usually, because you figure something out, and then you're like, okay, now now the only thing sometimes the thing in the plan is just to wait, and you did what you needed to do. Now you gotta wait, and that's stressful. And then that's when I'm like, I did what I need to do, or what I need to do, I don't feel like doing, or it's hard to do. So it's like that just opens the gates to other things, and that can be a distraction. And I don't get to step two because step 1A was something I didn't feel like doing. So, um, it's a lot that goes into plans of getting things done. Um, for whatever reason, I don't feel like doing it or whatever. It's like, now I'm on to something else that I do feel like doing. And then get into that cycle. It's like, nah, I just need to stay with this.
Yeah, the more we talk about it, I'm realizing like mine is very ego driven cuz it's like a lot of times I may not even have a plan, and because you are recommending a plan for me and I don't have one, I'm rejecting yours because I don't know mine. So then
Hmm.
sometimes I have to take that step back of like, well, what is my plan? And
Right.
some of your shit might fit in my plan.
Right. Yeah, I'm huge on that. Like, especially in a relationship. What we doing for dinner? Nah, I don't want that. What do you want?
Right.
I don't know. I just know I don't want that. You ain't nah. You ain't doing that, and yeah, that can be a challenge sometimes too. We was talking about like furniture and stuff, and she has an idea of matching furniture, and in my mind, I'm like, I don't need no matching furniture, but like I don't have a plan for furniture, but I don't want to go with your plan for matching furniture just because I don't whatever. But I know I'm gonna end up going with it because I ain't tripping off of that. But
Yeah.
it's like, all right, whoever got the plan, whoever got the plan, being able to run with it and stuff. I think that takes a lot, man. Movies like what they call Lucky Seven or not Lucky Seven too, but what's the movies when they rob the casinos with George Clooney, Don Cheadle,
Oh, like Ocean's
uh,
11 or something like that.
Ocean's 11. Yeah,
Yeah.
like even Fast and Furious, any movie, all the movies. It's like you can't be talking about, nah, we're gonna do it like this. How we gonna do it? I don't know, but I just don't know. I just know we don't. I don't want to do it like that. Like the dude got the plan, and if
Yeah.
you can find yourself within the plan to make it happen, that's what it is.
We had a couple of
You know,
messages from Savage Divinity.
Savage.
I hate that the YouTube is a little delayed, but Savage said the Savage is for being fearless and overcoming life's challenges. And also this is my current energy, patience and flexibility.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I like. That Savage Divinity. Okay, I didn't hear that at first. Thank you, Savage Divinity. Patience and flexibility. That's cool. Well,
Yeah.
make sure you check out the 30 Days of Yoga for patience and flexibility.
I feel that. So should we go rapid fire?
Let's do it, man. Line them up for me.
All right. Fruits or vegetables?
Fruit.
Hmm. Tea or water?
Tea.
Um, Candy or meat?
That's wild. Man, seem wilder. That's a hard decision. Uh, man, a good rib right now. A good rib. A good rib. Good rib. Honesty or integrity?
Ooh, oh, ain't not the same thing.
Let's talk about it.
Hmm. Yeah, they almost feel like the same thing.
I read the definition of integrity is a person being the same person across kind of all board, like keeping who you are in different situations. You might be a liar in every situation.
Yeah,
You might be just a person, not, if not even a liar, but just someone who is not forthright with the truth, you
yeah,
know, or versus somebody who is, or a situation where somebody's like, I'm just being honest. I'm telling you like it is, how it is. I don't care in any situation. even if it's inappropriate, even if it causes stress and issues initially.
I'm gonna go honesty.
Okay.
That was a good question.
Um, um, your father or your mother?
For
This is a horrible question. I
that's a
feel bad
really
asking it.
fucked up question. Um, I don't know. I don't know.
If you gotta take a
Yeah,
shot if
I
you
don't.
don't.
I would take a shot on that question. Like if I had to if there was a shot to take, I would probably take a shot on that question.
All right. Both amazing people. I love the Browns. Both amazing people. Um, your reflection or your image?
Mm, my reflection. Yeah,
That's
because
aligned.
when I think of that, like my reflection feels like how I see myself, and my image feels like what I project out into the world. So I rather my reflection.
There it is. So like uh Snoop Dogg when he ended his questions right there. GGN. Did that show still come on?
No, I don't think so.
I think a lot of people should stop their podcast who initially started them.
Yeah.
20 in. 20 is the number I use the most. It was my high school number. 20 is a significant number. 20 years of friendship. Um 2020. Um yeah, that's about it for the significance of it now. Do what else I want with it. And
What you
uh,
you said
you
what?
gotta then you have a vape shirt on.
I do.
That remind me of the early mid 20s.
I might release this shirt too. Like now that I'm wearing it right now, I'm like, it may be time to let this one go. Bring in some new energy.
I see the new style, man. Feels very, you know, happy and grown.
I appreciate that. It feels like that right now. Like it's it's fun to explore. Like I've been wearing hats, um, just giving myself the space to explore and just see what I feel.
I was in Starbucks yesterday and I felt like an older person because I seen a young man, a young black man in there, and you can tell he had an outfit on that made him feel expressive and it made him feel whatever he was trying to convey. I saw him, he had a meeting with some people. He probably was like a web designer or some kind of graphics or something. And you can just tell he put it on to feel that way as he walked into Starbucks and had this meeting and doing this thing. And it was like, yeah, I feel like I remember a couple of outfits like that probably wasn't comfortable. Pants too tight, shirt too tight, or whatever. Hat uncomfortable, shoes uncomfortable. But it made me feel like, you know,
And I think as you grow, you evolve and you figure out what that next outfit is. I think that's why I've been exploring with my fashion because it's like I'm still doing that, but I have more control over it. Like you said, it's more my reflection than what was the other word you use?
image.
Image. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't give a fuck what you think about it, but I know how it makes me feel. I know what it's gonna make me project being in this.
All right. Yeah. Savage Divinity. I thought you said Savage Fenty at first. Is
Savage
Rihanna in
Fenty.
here? Rihanna. But Savage Divinity, if you are still in here, It'd be dope if you can answer those questions too. Integrity versus honesty. Uh, you ain't gotta answer the one about your mama versus your daddy. Um, image versus um, image versus reflection. Yeah, I my image is, you know what, that's my image bothers me a lot right now. My image doesn't align with my reflection. Like I said, I feel very dad, probably even more so stepdad. The bald head, like my dad. I wear casual wear. Like I have a pair of Asics that I wear it all day, every day. Um, I only like wearing comfortable pants and comfortable shirts and
I don't think there's nothing
stuff
wrong
like.
with that though. Like I think you have to really embrace it, and if you're not feeling it, change it. Like you could always go back to the Ferrari track suits with the boots and shit like that, the leather pants and shit.
Oh
Like
man.
you was having fun, and that was
Yeah.
dope to see because it was like these outfits are unique. And I think that's the phase I'm in right now. Like it's still me, but like a little more
Yeah.
evolution and uniqueness with it. Like, what is it at this age,
Yeah. I think I'm having a little bit more trouble with my with being comfortable in who I am right now because it's I don't know. I think it feels a lot more. Um, it feels a lot. It feels less exploratory because it feels like, no, this is just who you are. This is what you like right now. And I think um, having that sense of wonder and exploration is more comfortable for me because I've been in it for so long. Than
Yeah.
having that, like, oh no, this is like just what works for me right now. I don't know, yeah, but I'm having trouble with what works for me right now. Having a job that works for me right now, but it's still uncomfortable a lot of times. Just having that because I think I spend a lot of time in my mind of less what it should be and what it's gonna look like. But it's like, no, this is what's comfortable for you right now,
Yeah.
and that makes it uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man. All right, buddy. Oh, you gonna say?
Nah, I was just gonna say, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
All
Um,
right.
this has been episode 20, 20 episodes in. That's really dope. Episode 20 of Feel Free Conversations.
Title of this episode is "Your Mama versus Your Daddy."
That's a bit. I feel like that's gonna draw a lot of people to look at it. All right, y'all. Well, we will catch y'all on the other side.
As always,
Peace.
feel free to feel free, and namaste. Peace.